Hey guys, in today's video, I want to go over something just so it creates some awareness when you're doing things like bent over rows, cable rows, push-ups, and even chin-ups. So first thing here is some of us, because we sit all day long, are in a flexed posture. Our spine is flexed, and that causes our shoulder to have an anterior slide or a tilt. It's called humeral, anterior humeral slide. So if you're doing a row and you're already in this position, you're not going to be able to really pull your scapula, which is your shoulder blade area, to your spine. So you're pulling your scapula around your rib cage, if this was your spine, squeezing your spine. So if you're already in this position, you really don't get much movement. They'll watch my scapula now, whereas if I'm in a good position, I can actually move back and forth and get that sliding effect happening. So if you're in a flex position, that's going to be an issue. We'll talk about what to do in a second here. So when you're doing things like bent over row, cable row, even like a suspension row. So let me demonstrate this for you. So when you get into your row, again, if you're in that flex position and you've already seen what happens, you really can't get much movement with your scapula. But let's say you're not in that flex position, but you have some tightness in your shoulders or in your upper back. And when you come up and pull yourself up, you're going to get to a point, usually around where your upper arm, your humerus, is basically in line with your body, that it's going to cause your shoulder to tilt forward. Okay, so if you guys can see that, I'm going to come up, I'm good. I get to about here, and then my shoulders round forward. That can happen in like a dumbbell row, like that, a barbell row, okay, you're kind of tilting forward. It also happens when you're doing things like chin-ups. You come up, and then you tilt forward with that shoulder. So you want to try and stay away from that. It causes a lot of issues, obviously injury, and possibly an inflamed biceps tendon as well. So what we can do, or what are some of the things that I do with my clients, is first and foremost, we get down and we get some foam rolling in the upper traps and the lower traps, possibly the serratus as well. And then we work on some lengthening drills with the spine, incorporating some deep breathing to really like take a big breath into the rib cage and try to relax the muscles, the scalenes, and all the the small tiny muscles that support the rib cage and the shoulder. Like I said, the upper and lower traps, the rhomboids and whatnot. Once you foam roll, once we do some deep breathing drills, we'll go into some activation. So if you're in this flex position, we really need to strengthen and stabilize kind of like your upper traps and lower traps. So we'll do things like wall slides here, where you're against the wall, maintaining a double chin, rib cage pulled down. You're pushing into the wall into a Y, and then coming off the wall with your scap there, and then back in. Take a big deep breath, exhale, come off the wall. Okay, so that's something you can do if you're in that flex position. There's a bunch of other drills we can incorporate as well, but I just want to give you something to work on. So again, just to recap, if you're in that flex position or you find your shoulders kind of going in this direction when you're doing your rows, you're gonna foam roll upper and lower traps, serratus area, your lats. It always helps to foam roll glutes and hamstrings as well. We'll go into some deep breathing exercises, trying to lengthen that spine. You can do either prone or supine alligator breathing, which is basically just lying on your back with your feet flat, knees bent, taking a real big deep breath into the belly, and trying to push your lower back into the floor. And then as you exhale, just use the belly, okay? So, and then do that like 4 or 5 repetitions, and then work your way up and try to focus on chest breathing. So where this hand moves and this hand does not. Okay, so you're really trying to take control of your breathing, and that will help in just about everything that we do. Now, one other point to mention here is not everybody is going to be able to do things like pressing overhead and doing chin-ups like this, because our shoulders are shaped a little bit differently, just like our hips are a little bit shaped differently. The socket up here in the shoulder and where the humerus kind of connects, this socket can be shaped in any different way. It's the AC socket, AC joint. So it can be shaped any which way. So when you actually raise your arm above your head, if you don't have the proper ability to elevate, you're going to get bone on bone there. So when that happens, when we do assessments, that's why any kind of overhead press would be out of the question. We would go to more of an angle press. But getting back to what we talked about today, that could potentially cause a little bit of that forward tilt as well, especially for the chin-ups, okay? So guys, I hope that clears a little bit up. I hope it gives you a little bit of awareness next time when you're doing your bent over rows. One exercise I didn't mention that actually happens in as well is push-ups. I'm just gonna go down on the ground here real quick. So you're in that push-up position. It's very easy when you come down to let those shoulders round forward, okay? So you wanna make sure that you're in that nice double chin, rib cage pulled down, glutes are tight position, doing your push-ups like so, as opposed to coming down and letting the shoulders round forward. Okay guys, that's your video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Share, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.